yourself in, but they are ruthless, hungry and in power again.
Welcome to the latest episode of Henry Kissinger Is Pokemon Going to Die Not a Threat?
Just a fact.
I'm Sarah, aka Lulu, aka Fifi Lefume.
My name is Evan, aka Elon Busk. Like a busker on the street. I don't have a nickname this time.
That's pretty good. I'm Sam, aka the world's most racist Roseanne, bar none.
And I'm Susie, aka Regretsy DeVos.
Yeah, joining us this week, we were going to do an interview segment, but based on how timing worked out, it just kind of worked out better for everyone that we have Susie join us for a guest episode. This isn't like a bonus episode like the one with Axel was. This is just like a regular episode with a guest. I'm not sure what we're doing, really. No one is. But Susie, welcome to the podcast. Also, did anyone get my funny reference that my name was?
I don't remember it, but I did get it.
Kofifi Lefume.
Is it like Pepe Le Pew?
It was Pepe Le Pew's daughter, I think, on Tiny Toons.
Oh, okay.
That's niche.
Wait. Why would his daughter have a different last name?
I don't fucking know.
Why wasn't she whatever Le Pew?
Maybe she's a feminist.
Bugs?
You know, maybe she kept her own name.
What was the blue rabbit on Tiny Toons named?
Buster, I think.
Yeah, Buster and Babs both have the same last name. Not related.
Yeah, well, that was always the joke.
Last names mean nothing in the world of Tiny Toons, and you need to learn that if you're going to survive
usually,
one day.
Usually children have the last name of their parents. Not always. But in cartoon world, usually.
All right, I'm pulling this up. Fifi.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's weird. Unless you're gonna dig up that Tiny Toons lore that explains.
she was just the Tiny Toons version of Pepe Le Pew.
Okay, now were they? So they weren't the children then, were they?
No, they weren't. I don't know why I thought they were.
Yeah, I guess I don't know why I thought that either.
Yeah.
So that's gonna do it for us this week.
Yeah.
Wait, I've got a good nickname now. I'm American Horror Story Kafifi.
I don't think I get that.
I
like
definitely don't get that one.
It's American.
What's American Horror
like
Story?
Coven?
Yeah.
Like, do you mean like Coven?
American Horror Story is the sequel to Glee.
It's first of all, it's Coven, and even if I'm wrong, I won't hear anyone tell me otherwise. And second of all, yes.
Nick
Okay.
Jagged says in the Discord, "The brave, the proud, the Pepe Le Pew," which I like.
I like that a lot. Shit.
I was really hoping you would read that.
So Susie, tell us a little about yourself.
Fuck. Okay. My name is Susie, they, them. I've been teaching as a substitute since December. Did student teaching before that, and have been in the classroom quite a bit. And folks, I got a lot to say.
Yeah, we reached out to Susie a while ago, a couple of months back, honestly. We were like, hey, we want to have you on the podcast, because we know both Brooks and Eddie are, like, professors/student professors. I don't really know exactly what it is, but they are also in, like, the teaching field. But
we're not that good of friends.
Yeah, and also they're like they're at a collegiate level, and you're at the in the school teacher area sort of things. We were talking up to you, and we basically said our decision was we want to have you on for an interview spot eventually, and either when the next time that a school shooting or the strike is in the news, we'll have you, with a big headline, we'll have you on. Unfortunately, it was the former that came up first with the Santa Fe shooting 2 weeks ago as of this episode's posting, if I'm not mistaken, with my time.
Yeah, that's right.
So we were going to have you on last week, but schedules got really complicated, so we did miss that. But now we're back. How you doing?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's how long can we really go without a school shooting anyway?
Well,
as a country,
you know, just you know,
bad.
Yeah, it's about how I'm feeling.
Well, I'm fine because I was with 4th grade today and not kindergarten, and that's always better when it's not kindergarten.
I don't know why children are allowed to exist.
Are you thinking that everyone just like pop into existence at age 18?
Yeah, I was watching
like just the worst C-section possible.
If anyone's ever heard of Carl Pilkington, I think he's got some really good ideas.
Well, see, the worst thing about it is that the kids aren't even, like, responsible. Like, it's just kind of hard to not be a little shitty when you don't know how to be a person yet. So
Yeah.
you have to have a certain amount of patience, but it's like when you've got a kid who is scream crying in the corner and it's like 2:30 and you're just waiting out that last 30 minutes, y'all. And you're like, "Why? Yeah, and why are you screaming? I should be screaming."
And that children's name was Sarah. It's me. It's been me this whole time.
Sanders.
Have you noticed any changes in sort of like the environment or like the way people kind of handle themselves? Like, does it feel like you've been like on eggshells or anything with the headlines the way that they have been? Because like, I am a very irrationally fearing person. Like, I'm worried that like I'll be at Wegmans and someone will be like, this beer costs too much money, rah, gun, and I'm perpetually terrified of stuff like that.
So one of the biggest things that I notice is that it really doesn't necessarily isolate itself to one older age range. Like, it's not just the kids who can read the headlines. It's second graders that I see writing essays about how they think guns shouldn't be allowed in schools because they're scared to go to school during the day.
Jesus.
And you know, consider this. I'm a substitute teacher. I only see these kids, you know, maybe once or twice. And I'm already noticing just a huge tonal change too in the way that kids talk to each other.
But that's just like really, I can't imagine just like wanting to, like, if I was a student now, like I barely got through high school as it was, and I can't imagine like getting the I'd be like terrified to like walk out the fucking door if I was afraid something like that could happen. And like I was in like quote unquote like a very quote uptown school, so there wasn't like any security outside, someone standing at the front door saying hi to the students as they walked in.
Yeah, and that was very much my experience in private schooling, but nowadays it's,
I can't imagine in good conscience like parents being okay sending their kids off to school, or like hell wanting to go to school in this kind of environment. Like it would feel so heavy to me.
right. And in this area especially, I'm not going to be explicit about it just in case, but I'm living in an area where there have been a few shootings either on school property or in schools themselves. The most recent being about a month ago when someone was shot in the parking lot at a middle school track and field tournament.
Jesus.
Yes. So that's definitely something that kids are thinking about in this area. And I happen to have the privilege of subbing mostly in a fairly well-funded school district, but, you know, even those kids are thinking about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing is there's no like, there's not really like a pattern for where it happens. It just happens like everywhere, basically at this point. I don't think, as far as I know, I don't think that there's any like connection between like wealth levels and where school shootings happen. I think they just happen.
So there is a regional divide at the very least. I will go get the link of this source later. I can't recall it exactly right now, but there is a map that you can find that has school shootings starting from about 2013, which is incidentally when I chose to be a teacher. And most of the shootings have been either on the East Coast or in like Southeast mostly. And in the particular state that I'm in, all of the shootings have been either there was one at the far end of the state, and then all of the rest of them are clustered right around this area that I'm living in, which is just for an idea of how things are here. It attracts a lot of tech, so we'll just leave it at that.
That is fucking terrifying.
Only a little bit.
You are braver than every U.S. Marine for going into school every day, or however many days you go in for. So I have no
U.S.
idea.
Marines don't have to go to school.
U.S. Marines don't have to walk in expecting to teach 5th grade and then be told, hey, so you're going to get the worst kindergarten ever. Have fun.
Yeah, there's nothing brave about wearing armor and having a gun and not having to go to school.
Remember that stat that came out a few weeks ago that was like literally this year, there have been more injuries and fatalities in school shootings than there have been among U.S.
In the
Marines.
military?
Yes.
Yeah, like, it's not even a joke. School teachers are, like, genuinely more braver than the
School
troops
teachers
now.
and students are all braver than the troops. This started as a meme, and this is genuinely a true fact now.
Oh, it was never a meme. It was always a fact.
Okay. Not a meme, just a fact.
Anyone who's not
There you
doing
go.
imperialism is braver than the troops.
That was good.
Let he who is not committing imperialism throw the first stone. There you go.
Straight up, today, I thought to myself, I couldn't, like, if my life depended on it, earlier today, I could not have told you the state where that school shooting happened 2 weeks ago. Because it's just, I could have told you a week ago where it happened, but it's just completely faded out of view of the media, like, entirely.
Yeah, no kidding. It's just so normal now. It's so normal, in fact, that it's really changed pedagogy in general, which is, how you teach. It's had the biggest impact on discipline, I would say, which, I'm not a huge fan of being like an authoritarian discipline giver or whatever, but, there are times when I can't continue class with the way that someone is acting.
Right.
But it's gotten to the point where I kind of feel like I don't have much of an option other than to put up with some of that, because I did have an incident one time early on in my substituting career, as I say, I guess. I had to call in someone to help because there was a girl who was like, I'm not going to do anything. You can't make me do it. I'm going to continue to be disruptive on purpose. That's literally verbatim what she said. So at that point,
Wow.
which
You know
Now
what?
that's
Like,
praxis.
fuck yeah, stick it to the old people.
Yeah.
But, I literally couldn't keep going with that. So something had to be done. So I, called the vice principal, which is what it says in my instructions to do in that case. And they sent a security guard in. They sent a security guard in with a gun. And he walks right up to this chick and is like, okay, we're going. And, she's wearing it like a badge of honor. She is so pleased to get escorted out of this room by an officer.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's worth saying that this was a white girl in a fairly well-funded school district with, majority white classmates. So, that got me thinking, like, if I were in any other school in any other, maybe not so well-funded district, is that how that would have gone? Can I even count on that to not hurt my students? What do you do when all you need is someone to come and help and, keep class running, and someone's bringing a fucking gun into your classroom?
Yeah,
For nothing. For absolutely no good reason.
Like, remember when Michel Foucault said that the schools look like prisons, and now they literally are? I think that's great, personally.
My middle school was literally, the architect who designed it was an architect who built prisons. That is completely true.
Yeah, I believe that. Especially if you're in, one of the lower funded districts, which, in case people don't know or are forgetting this, school districts are funded based on income tax, so do with that information what you will. All of the districts that don't enjoy as good of funding almost always look like prisons and are almost always near prisons, and that's not a coincidence.
That's pretty good. I gotta say, I remember when I was in middle school, I was always pretty intimidated by our vice principal, but he never sent anyone with a gun after me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having a private militia in a school is probably a bad thing. Like, to give the vice principal, like, people with guns.
I mean, I'd rather the vice principal of a school have it than, like, the police have it,
I mean, fair, I guess.
And that's the dichotomy that I've created. That's the choice.
Those
I
are the
guess.
only two options.
Yeah. Someone's got to have this army.
So in the school district that I student taught in, it was in an area with a lot of, like, known gang violence. It's the kind of place where you don't wear certain colors unless you know what you're doing with them. And, the kids were great. I met a lot of really great people through it, a lot of really dedicated teachers, but I also met some pretty intense security guards that they always had in the school. There was always, someone armed on campus. We even had a couple of lockdowns because of shootings in the neighborhood, and it was all so normal to the kids. They just didn't think about it. It was so bizarre, and they would say things like, well, I'm probably going to get shot before the end of high school anyway, so
Jesus,
I'm not
that
going to
is
do this
really
assignment.
upsetting to hear.
Yes. And it's, you can't teach kids who are, 12-year-old nihilists. You can't teach a 12-year-old nihilist.
I had the sort of mindset, as a lot of people did, that they were like, why am I going to need to know trigonometry? How is this going to help me in the real world? I can't even imagine how much I wouldn't have cared about school if I thought I would be dead.
Hey, Sam, what if it was called, the Tumblr version would be called trigonometry, get it?
I hate SJWs so much.
We all, on this podcast, we all hate SJWs. Including me, who developed unique triggers that I still don't understand exactly the full brunt of due to my injury.
Welcome to the Sargon
Hey,
of
middle
the
schoolers love making trigger jokes right now.
I'm sure
it's
they
really
do.
Weird.
You know who else loves making trigger jokes? My family.
Ugh.
It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty
My
good.
younger sister. It's really fucking annoying.
You want to talk about something more positive?
Well, I mean, the other
Sounds great.
I feel like the other thing we kind of got to cover that is before we get to the positive things, because there's very few positive things that are happening this week. I kind of want to get to this before we get to the next one, because we kind of got to stay in the dumps for a little bit, because I don't want to just hit a fucking screeching halt to this. Puerto Rico, the original death counts were underestimated by, what was it, 9-fold, give or take. We have about 4,500 confirmed dead, over 4,500 confirmed dead Puerto Rican citizens from the hurricanes last year. Anyways,
I think it was one.
There's a lot of confirmed dead Puerto Ricans, and it was grossly undercounted by the reports by the media. And this is just kind of trickling out today, and it happened about the same time that Roseanne got barred from ABC.
Good pun.
Yeah, thanks. So
now, okay, here's the thing. My question is, do we have anything to say about this?
I don't think you can necessarily say that all of those deaths are due to the hurricane. I would say a good number of those are just due to the fact that nobody actually gave a fuck and very few people actually did anything.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, it really is one of those things that's going to go down in history someday, where people are going to be like, hey, remember that time that Puerto Rico got fucked by hurricanes, and then the president just didn't take any responsibility? He was like, oh, well, it's in the water, we can't. And it's fucking pathetic. It's shameful.
Well, he gave them paper towels. What more do you expect?
He threw paper towels at them.
They were trying. They just should have dried up the hurricane. It would have solved the problem.
The entirety of Puerto Rico got 2 pallets of water bottles. Remember that? And remember who was it? Was it the she was in a position of power in Puerto Rico. I don't exactly remember what it was, but she was one of the higher ups in the what the fuck is Puerto Rico?
I don't know we don't know who you're talking about yet.
No, what the fuck is first of all, what is Puerto Rico? I completely forgot the word.
Or no, I guess it's a colony almost now, because it's not a state.
San Juan Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz, who was doing a speech in front of 2 big pallets of water, and she was like, we have not received fucking anything. And the Republicans, I just saw so many right wingers being like, look behind you, there's water back there, and it's like,
that'll last you a couple days.
That'll last you a couple of whole days, which is all you need to not die. That's all people need, right? There's water coming from the sky. What's the fucking problem?
Yeah, there's so much of it. What's your problem?
I saw somebody say that unironically on Twitter, actually, right after the hurricane happened.
Probably.
And, my bones dissolved.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that it's one of those things that you're watching it in real time, just knowing that it's going to be one of those things that's talked about, how did they let that happen? What were they even doing? And the answer is nothing. He was sitting at home, he was tweeting, and he was jacking off, and he was eating McDonald's, and he was drinking milkshakes.
And he was eating carrots, which is why his skin is so orange.
Oh, nice.
Got him.
I get it because he's
He needs-
orange.
Speaking of Donald Trump.
He can only eat baby carrots though, because he's got those tiny hands.
Speaking of Donald Trump.
Oh shit!
Speaking of Donald Trump. We have to wish a very happy anniversary.
1 year anniversary. 2
to
days
the only
ago.
good thing that Donald
this
Trump
release.
has contributed to the world.
Well, yeah, no, that's true. I was gonna say the pardon of that boxer that he did a while ago. That was like the only good thing he's done in the presidency. But he also did tweet "Comfifi" a year ago.
Yeah, and we'll see how Barron turns out. But for now, the only good thing that
I
Donald
don't
Trump has
know.
contributed to the world.
Barron was very scarred by Kathy Griffin holding up the paper mache head of his dad.
No, he wasn't. That wasn't true. No part of that story is true. That was completely made up.
Trump said Barron was very scared, but he was just talking about his lawyer alter ego, John Barron.
Yeah, he was talking about himself. He saw the head and he was like, "Oh no, I died." But okay. I just wanted to say happy birthday to the time that Donald Trump tweeted "Cufifi," and it was very funny, and then it wasn't funny at all, and then it was very funny again. And we're currently living in the golden age of Cufifi, just like Donald Trump likes golden showers, pee pee haha.
I think that we've kind of like lost a bit of the magic because the White House referenced it, remember?
Oh yeah, didn't he
Okay,
just
never mind. I don't want to talk about it
I
anymore.
think that's what the channers call meme magic.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
The other 1 year anniversary, I referenced the Kathy Griffin Donald Trump head. That came up that was a year ago today or yesterday about pretty much. And I saw like a big ass tweet thread from her about 52 tweets long, which I did sit down and read the whole thing because I respect Kathy Griffin. And she talked about how
I respect people. I would never read 52 tweets from one person. I'm keeping a timer on all of you, and if any of you hit 52 tweets since I've been following you, you're fucking out. It's over.
Is that why you unfollowed me 5 years ago?
I didn't know you 5 years ago.
Okay, 3. Anyway.
Not even close.
I know, I'm making a stupid joke.
No, you know what? I actually joined the post Game of Thrones Discord like just over a year ago, so we've known each other for over a year now.
Really? That's it? I think you joined way more. Anyways, the 1 year anniversary of that, and she talked about how she had been like blackballed by the president of the United States for punching up, basically, and then it came down to it came down to a lot of respectability politics, which we are going to get into in a little bit. And she's managed to make a recovery because, and she outlined this in the tweet. She said, because I am a white person, I was able to kind of tuck and roll out of this after some severe targeted harassment from right-wingers that even went after my mother and sent me death threats and bomb threats, and many of her shows were canceled because the right-wingers were just calling in so many bomb threats to her upcoming venues. And
that's God. She
managed to rally. Like she did the fucking Rockefeller Theater, I think, not recently. She's done the Rockefeller Theater since. But she's still like kind of recovering that. But she did also note that like she kind of was able to tuck and roll because she is white, which helped a lot. So respectability politics, that came up this week. So we got a chain of events to follow with Donnie here. So first of all,
yeah, he's been not a quiet week for him.
No. So for starters, Miss One Roseanne Barr,
who?
Miss Ambien racist herself, she tweeted that what the hell's her name? The former White House the White House Obama era staffer whose name I can't remember.
I don't know. Who cares? She tweeted that she was like what was it like? Muslim Brotherhood
Valerie
meets
Jarrett,
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, she called Valerie Jarrett, a former Obama senior advisor, called Valerie Jarrett the love child of Planet of the Apes and the Muslim Brotherhood. Which we don't need to say this, but I'm going to say this: very racist, extremely racist.
And my favorite response was definitely Joe Walsh, the Republican former politician who doesn't pay child support, who said, "Oh my God, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was something to the effect of." Well, the apes from Planet of the Apes were so smart that they took over the planet. So if you ask me, that's not racist. That sounds like a compliment to me.
Oh yeah, he said at the end of that, I don't understand how saying something is superior could be racist.
That's right. That's it.
Yikes.
So yeah, Roseanne Barr said so that, good. And ABC very much channeling its inner Slowbro, realized that, hey, Roseanne might be racist. And they canceled her
Remember
show.
that time that she took a picture where she was dressed like
Remember the
Adolf
time
Hitler
she
and she had
dressed
a
up
bunch
like
of
Adolf
Jew
Hitler?
cookies coming out of an oven?
Remember when she dressed up like Adolf Hitler and had the Jewish cookies coming out of the oven? Like, what the fuck?
I don't think that means anything.
Does this mean anything to you? Does that make sense?
It could be a coincidence.
Okay.
Maybe she didn't know that she was dressed like Adolf Hitler pulling a bunch of Jew cookies out of an oven.
Do you think Roseanne's racist?
Maybe she tripped.
Anyways, so
Yeah, who knows?
ABC very late to finding out, wait, Roseanne is kind of racist and courts an audience that we don't like. So they shit canned her show. The not the CEO, but like one of the people, one of the higher ups at the network said that she was like, she in a public statement said she was like disgusted at her words and actions and had no other choice but to terminate the show.
This show was canceled so quickly and I fucking love it.
It was lightning fast. And then she tweeted that I made a stupid joke because I was fucked up on Ambien, and then I hate using the word clapback, but Ambien very much, the company that makes Ambien, Sanofi, did very much get back at her and said, while all pharmaceutical treatments have side effects, racism is not a known side effect of any Sanofi medication.
Today we will eat at Ambien. I'm gonna go take some Ambien right now.
That sounds kind of nice, honestly.
Hey, let me take this opportunity to say that r/Ambien is incredibly not funny, and I'm fucking sick of people posting screenshots of r/Ambien like, oh, look at these. It's not funny. It's just stupid. I don't give a shit.
r/Ambien post, my name is Emma, but you can call me to Penguin of Doom.
That's literally, it's all shit like that. It's just, oh, LOL random. I was on medicine that makes you drowsy and loopy, and I thought something weird. Do you get it?
I screwed a cookie to a table. Isn't that wacky?
It's not funny. It was never funny. I don't care how many people are mad at me for saying this. I'm saying it. Oh, I'm saying it.
Sam is about to be fired for truth.
I'm sweating right now.
As are we all, Sam. It's a fucking heat wave. You're not special.
Okay, well, you do live on the opposite side of the country from me.
It's very warm across this country.
Anyway, I did want to say credit where credit is due. Roseanne has always been a comedian, and I think that this is her magnum opus. This is the funniest thing she's ever done, is getting her show canceled for being racist. So, tip of the hat to you, Roseanne. You really are talented.
I really like John Goodman's response to this, where he's just like, I don't know, dude. Like, don't ask me. No comment. Bye. Like, that was
and then
pretty much his
the
comment.
conservative response where they're like, oh, you're gonna cancel a conservative woman's TV show? Well, we're gonna try to get Bill Maher canceled, and everyone's just like, okay,
thank you, please. Or oh no, don't
did you
do
notice that the United States government very much said that they're trying to demand that Samantha Bee's show get canceled now?
That's the other thing.
So
is
Samantha Bee called Ivanka Trump, what was it?
a feckless.
She called her, I'm allowed to say this word because I am woman, she called her a feckless cunt, which is, while entirely true, and I don't want to sound like I'm getting into respectability politics, I think there could have been a better time for that, because I think that very much did give the right a very low-hanging fruit, a very good target for them.
When did she say that?
She said it the same night that this Wednesday.
Okay, I was unclear if it was like something that happened recently that they were, or if it was like old and they dug it up or what.
I'm gonna double check that just to make sure that I'm not fucking talking out of my ass here.
It was something she said 15 years ago.
No, she said that Wednesday night. So the same day that Roseanne got fired for being extremely racist. Not that I am saying that these are remotely comparable, but she did very much just hand the alt-right this extremely low hanging fruit on a silver platter for an extremely for an extremely shitty double standard argument that was able to be taken all the way to the goddamn top, to the point where the White House is pressuring TBS to cancel Samantha Bee's show.
Well, what the fuck? What's new with the White House Samantha is concerned Bee? About this? Fuck Samantha Bee.
Honestly, I occasionally Samantha Bee clips come up on my when I'm watching something on my phone or something.
When you're watching your Family Guy funny moments.
Yeah, when I'm watching my Family Guy funny moments. I don't think Samantha Bee is an extremely funny person. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I stand by it. I don't think she's an extremely funny person, but I do think she is much further. I think she's further left-hitting than we give her credit for. Much further left-hitting than a lot of the other. Sort of political commentators I find to be. She's very much yelling at Democrats to get their shit in order, and I mean, she is very much blue checkmark Twitter, but also I think she is a little bit further left than we give her credit for, and I think she deserves a little bit of that. I don't think she's funny.
Maybe, but I'm never going to forget right after Trump got elected when she was very much like going on and on about how the protesters on the left were like terrible savages or whatever the fuck.
That I don't remember.
She also said some racist stuff about her kid, like some.
Yeah,
like,
she and her husband like tried to
keep
keep her schools segregated or something.
Please rescind my previous. Please just errata me out of this podcast. You can do that easily. Just delete my audio file. So I didn't say any of that.
In regards to my earlier statement about Samantha Bee, you do not, under any circumstances, gotta hand it to her.
You know I had to hand it to her.
Yeah, and I do need to acknowledge something that was kind of my concern earlier, which is that we were kind of criticizing the media for just like very briefly talking about Puerto Rico and then spending the rest of their time talking about Roseanne. And the reason I kind of was uneasy about that was because the second you brought up Puerto Rico, I knew that we were going to do the exact same thing that we were talking about. So,
well, you made the point. Like, what else is there to say? You know,
there's not really.
Yeah, that's why I think that I think
this is something. I think it's a very important thing, much more important than the Roseanne thing. But like, aside from what we already know, that this administration has committed horrific atrocities against this country and against this country. I almost said and its territories, like Puerto Rico is not part of the country, which it very much is. It has committed such horrible atrocities against its own people so many times that, as depressing as it is, all we can really say is, yeah, it extremely fucking sucks. We hate this administration.
Remember when Donald Trump said that Puerto Rico is an island surrounded by water, and then he said Puerto Rico?
You know, honestly, I don't remember that. And I'm kind of glad that I don't. Oh, hey, that's what that is. Sorry, I just found one of I just found one of Chunk's logs under my desk.
You found one of Trump's what?
Chunk, my lizard. I found one of his logs.
Trump dropped a log under your desk?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. My lizard.
Oh my God.
My lizard, Donald J. Trump, who I named for his orange skin and very tiny hands. He took a poop under my desk.
All right, so while you clean up President Donald Trump's poop from under your desk, can we talk about Donald Trump's wife and... Oh my God!
Well,
Where is she?
we did mention that the White House is trying to stop. Yeah, I did say that. Sorry.
Oh yeah, the White House did officially demand that Samantha Bee's TV show be canceled.
So
which is cool.
Normal. Legal. First Amendment. A-OK. Weird how I haven't seen any of the people on the right who are normally all about free speech talking about.
Funny how you claim to something but then you don't. Okay, so.
Don't Littlefinger voice at me, you piece of shit.
Melania Trump
is missing.
The late Melania Trump.
Gee, I hope Donald made us lots of spaghetti. Melania is missing. Get it?
Oh, so yeah. So Melania Trump, as far as I know, the last time she was seen in public was like 2 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks
ago. It has been...
Okay, please edit me laughing at how about her dying like out of the podcast.
We're gonna loop it and amplify the fuck out of it.
We're gonna make it a ringtone. $2 on iTunes.
This episode is gonna be titled "Evan Thinks It's Funny That Melania Trump Might Be Dead." Now that you can edit out. Okay,
it is very funny.
So yeah, she was seen in public like 3 weeks ago. Was that before or after she was in the hospital? I think it was after, right? Or maybe it was before.
I have no recollection. I didn't even know she was in the hospital, honestly. I try to pay as little attention to her.
Oh my God, yeah. She was in the hospital, and all the news stories were like, Donald Trump visited his wife in the hospital. Isn't that nice?
I love that that's how low we've set the bar now.
Yeah, well,
that, like, do you remember the time he was on Fox? He visited his wife in the hosptal, and we're like, oh, this is the day Donald Trump finally became president.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least
we'll probably see her again.
To visit my wife in the hospital. My hands are very
Do you remember when Trump was being interviewed on Fox News, and it was Melania's birthday, and they were like, did you get her anything? And he's like, oh, yeah, I got her a beautiful card and some beautiful, tremendous flowers. And it was like, you didn't fucking get her anything. You didn't know it was her birthday. Why would he? Why would he know it was her birthday? Anyway.
Thank you, Fox News, for Fox News is just his calendar
they're like,
at this point.
Melania's birthday. He's like, oh, I don't care. And okay,
I think we'll see Melania again, but I think we'll see someone come out with like a wig on,
is she gonna be like?
and it's maybe Melania.
I was thinking it was more along the lines of. I was thinking you were going more down the lines of like two guys, like each of them has one of her arms. She's wrapped around them because they're such good friends. She's got sunglasses on. She's hanging a little limp. But
Melania comes out, but they're like, "All right, everyone, we just want you to know, Melania. You might be a little confused. She's just got this weird new habit where she likes to wear a horse costume. That's her in the back as the legs."
The first furry first lady.
Wow, it sure is bad that. It sure is too bad that Melania had to go on a secret mission to the moon, and when she comes back, her voice might be different.
Okay, let's talk about what actually is happening, because Melania, nobody's seen her in
Melania's on
like
the
2
moon.
or 3 weeks. She's on the moon, and she tweeted. I want to find this tweet. I want to pull up this tweet. Hold on.
She tweeted, "I am on the moon, but I am doing fine. Do not come look for me."
Okay, now Melania Trump tweeted in typical Melania Trump diction. I see the media is working overtime speculating where I am and what I'm doing. Rest assured, I'm here at the White House with my family, feeling great and working hard on behalf of children and the American people.
Okay, I hadn't realized how Trumpian that tweet is until I realized that she quote unquote says the lines, "I see the media is working overtime." That is a classic Donald Trump tweet. If I've ever
Ashley
seen
Feinberg
one.
From Huffington Post put out an article. I wonder who wrote that Melania Trump tweet, and just pointed out like every like phrase from the tweet. The media working overtime. Rest assured, working hard. On behalf of the American people, like every phrase in that tweet is like straight out of Trump's very limited dialect of things that he says over and over. Like Donald Trump wrote that tweet, almost definitely. Mm-hmm. If Melania Trump wrote that tweet, it would not sound like Donald Trump. If someone else wrote that tweet for Melania Trump, who is not Donald Trump, it wouldn't sound like Donald Trump. The only reason it would sound like Donald Trump is because Donald Trump fucking wrote that tweet himself.
I feel like it was written by a neural net that's just been running on Donald Trump tweets for the past year and a half.
It's just...
And like that.
It's just... Why would it sound so much like Donald Trump? He wrote it. He had to have written it.
What if their entire family just all spoke like he does?
And
that's the real problem.
They don't, though.
Oh my god. A Trumpian hive mind? What is this? What is this fucking head of the family?
Can you imagine like if Barron spoke exactly like
it's
Trump?
It's just like the fucking delightful children from down the lane, except they all are just like... We had a wonderful, whatever. It was tremendous.
We had a tremendous day, Father.
Tremendous day, Father.
We had a tremendous camp experience.
Died in Minecraft today.
Down the slide for the American people.
We met several wonderful African Americans.
They were the greatest.
The greatest.
Look at our beautiful African American over there. So another Trump headline, one that broke my brain when I saw the picture, because it was Kim Kardashian visits the White House to talk about prison reform. Specifically, she visited to talk about him possibly commuting the sentence of a woman who was serving jail time for a first-time minor drug violation. And then Kim Kardashian tweeted a photo of her standing next to Donald Trump in the Oval Office, which broke me for like 5 minutes.
On the nose.
I couldn't
it's
think.
If you went back to the beginning of his campaign and you were like, Donald Trump's going to be president, he's going to put up gold curtains in the Oval Office, and he's going to meet with his advisor Kim Kardashian to talk about prison reform, you'd be like, okay, shut the fuck up. That's too stupid. That's exactly what happened. Remember how he put up gold curtains in the Oval Office?
Nice, Kanye. Very cool.
Thank you.
Nice, Kanye. Very cool.
Kanye.
I think like he said that one, like he definitely looked at Kim Kardashian.
My favorite thing about thank you, Kanye, very cool, is that he definitely didn't read the tweet that he was responding to. He just saw Kanye tweeted like, Donald Trump is great, and I don't care what people think. And he just retweeted, "Thank you, Kanye, very cool." And he definitely didn't see the part where Kanye said that they were both dragon energy.
That was like a month ago when Kanye West said that he and Donald Trump were both dragon energy, and he got his hat signed by Donald Trump, his MAGA hat signed by Donald Trump. And then, was it John Legend who had to like talk to him and be like, "Hey, this is some
I think
whack
that
bullshit."
Kanye West got the same brain worm that Charlie Sheen had like about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh God!
Yeah, not just winning, but
Wealth
like
and
I
drugs?
remember when he said that he had tiger's blood and
Tiger
tiger's
blood?
DNA.
Oh yeah.
I think he was just talking
Hey,
about
remember
his persona, 'cause
remember
I've
when
made a
the
tiger
meme
persona
that you would
since then.
see everywhere was people would say "by winning," and that was funny. Let's bring it back.
No,
Was that funny?
Here come that boy.
Yes, I remember. I try to forget those meme generator. I try
We
to
all
forget
do.
my meme generator days.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can have cheeseburger.
I love memes so
So many
much.
study halls.
They're so important.
So
to
much
me.
wasted time.
Can I say? Okay. Can I say?
So
Can I say?
Trump did go. Okay, yes. Go ahead. You can say.
I'm not going to dox myself. I don't think that this will be identifiable. I'm just going to say. So I started.
My
Okay,
name
shut
is
the fuck
Sam
up.
Canning. I live at
So
676 Ashbury
I started
Lane.
this new job recently, and I got an email that was like, "Join our company's fun social network where all the blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, no," but I couldn't help but notice the like little blurb that they wrote about it. It was like, do you need a break from working and just want to talk about shared interests with your coworkers? Try the new company-wide social network. It is Meme. Because the thing about it is that it's called Meme.
What?
The name of it is Meme.
it's called
Meme is the name of it.
All right.
Is
You
it
can
like
do that? You can just call it meme?
It's just called Meme is the thing about it. And I am subscribed to Meme. I did change my tune the second I saw the name of it and that it was Meme. And now I'm a part of Meme and I will never use it.
This is just reminding me of.
You
Meme
are
is
now
a part of
Meme,
me.
but
What
more
else is
importantly,
fucking
Meme
new?
is
I've
now
had
part of
memes in
you.
my blood since I was like 12 years old.
This is just reminding me of whenever I used to take pictures of like the French, because I'm in Canada and they'd have the French translations, and you'd see the word meme on a lot of things. And so I used to just take pictures of every instance of that and post it to my Facebook, and it's all still there.
Nice.
Very pleased about that.
I love memes.
So Trump walked out of that meeting with Miss Break the Internet herself, and thought to himself, you know what?
Pardon
like a
you
pretty
say.
good idea.
Now that's an
and he was
idea.
like, yeah, and then he was like, well, the Dems liked it when I pardoned Jack Johnson last week.
Who?
Did you guys talk about that? Did we
surf
talk about that
pop
last week?
singer Jack Johnson?
Jack Johnson?
The gamer?
No,
Oh.
fucking the boxer. No,
I have
Jack
no
Johnson,
idea
what you're
talking
Jack
about.
the
Johnson?
boxer. He was a boxer who got arrested for being black and like having a white girlfriend and going across state lines, and he got arrested for like illegally transporting a prostitute or what the fuck ever, because that's the only way a black person.
So he
can
was.
go.
So
like
he
that
was.
now.
He didn't do anything wrong, and Trump pardoned him.
Yes, he was. His 1 year prison sentence was debated for years, and far back as like the Bush the small Bush administration.
Oh, the administration where
people
everyone
were
trimmed their
campaigning
pubes.
for his pardon. Yes. Even Obama, like McCain and a couple of other people brought a mandate to Obama that would have like pushed him to pardon Jack Johnson posthumously, and it didn't make it past the House for whatever reason, probably because the Republicans didn't like the idea.
Remember how Obama could have unilaterally pardoned anyone he wanted to, and he just didn't?
At least he commuted a Chelsea
Thanks,
Clinton
Obama.
sentence.
Wait, Chelsea Clinton got sentenced for something?
That's fine.
Or not
Yeah.
Clinton. God
No,
damn
it's
it.
Chelsea
Chelsea
Clinton, no.
Manning. I'm so sorry. Who we are very glad is safe after
Yes.
Thank
a
God.
suicide attempt. I guess we should mention. Yeah. That was.
Yeah, we should
Well,
put
she's
like
okay.
suicide hotline information on this episode description.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But so, anyways, Trump was like, a pardon, and so he pardoned Dinesh D'Souza, who
the guy who committed a crime and
Dinesh
pled guilty
famously
to it.
convicted. The guy who in the what was it 2014 election? Sam, can you look up these details while I'm rattling this off? Because I remember most of it, just not the name.
I'm glad you asked me to do it. The one who has the loudest keyboard.
Dinesh D'Souza gave. I just like hearing you click and clack on your future hacker keyboard.
Oh,
so
never
Dinesh
mind. I know.
D'Souza gave $10,000 each to two different people, two straw people. He reimbursed them. They donated $10,000 to someone's campaign, and he reimbursed them.
This was the 2012 campaign, yeah.
2012, thank you.
Oh, he's the guy who wrote that book about how all American leftists are Nazis.
He's written a lot of books.
Shit,
hey,
yeah,
remember
I know
that
this
time
guy.
that he was at Costco and he piled a bunch of his books on top of other books to make it look like Costco had an entire display of just his book? That was him.
That was him. Remember that time Dinesh D'Souza made that like really funny tweet in the wake of the Parkland, Florida shooting?
I don't want to.
The
I don't
tweet
want
that was
to.
like, oh, this has got to be the worst day of their lives, except for when their mom took their cell phone away.
Wow.
Or like when they found out, or when they had to get a summer
Okay,
job.
here's what I don't
or
get about
something
here's
like
what I don't
that.
get about pardoning Dinesh D'Souza. Why? Who likes Dinesh D'Souza?
Republicans, right wingers. He hated Clinton. He hated Obama, and he made.
I
that
was
very
always
vocally
under the
clear.
impression
You
that
mean,
he was
you mean-
like the. I don't know. I just thought that everyone hated him, even Republicans. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought that he was like
he is well liked, and apparently a lot of Republicans consider his sentencing to have been a mistake or something, and he was like improperly punished or what the fuck ever. I saw a Ted Cruz tweet that was like, "Good job, Mr. Trump! Clap, 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 clap."
Well, good for him, because I always thought, yeah, nobody ever said it was the JFK assassination that his dad was allegedly part of. But yeah, I always was under the impression that even like in the conservative community, Dinesh D'Souza was just thought of as a fucking bumbling dumbass, which I guess to them that's like a god.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
Maybe.
Remember when Donald Trump called Ted Cruz's wife ugly? Like that contrarian movie reviewer whose name
Hey,
I can't remember.
I don't know how to tell you this. I call it movie.
have any
Wait, is
idea
it
who
like
I'm
an
talking
internet
about? The
movie
only person who
reviewer,
gave-
Sarah?
the only person who on Rotten Tomatoes who before the movie came out gave
I
Get
have no
Out
idea
a
who
critical
that is,
review.
Armin Tamzarian.
Armand White. Armand. Anyways,
Armand
he's a
Tamzarian.
contrarian who makes his money based on the fact that he sees popular opinion. He's like, what if I said the opposite of this? And then he's like, okay, yeah.
Holy shit. Have you ever heard of Dinesh D'Souza's 2014 documentary film America? Imagine the world
Just
without
like
her.
that picture of the lawyer from The Simpsons, like imagining like when he's like, imagine a world without lawyers. And he just pictures like a bunch of like multi-ethnic children dancing while holding hands while rainbows and sunshine are above.
Yeah, so the movie poster for America Imagine the World Without Her is like, you know those funny memes of like Avengers where it's a character being like broken into pieces as they like fade away or whatever
Oh
the
my
fuck?
Christ.
Imagine that, but it's the Statue of Liberty.
Huddled masses. I don't feel so good.
Do you get it?
Oh, is that an episode title? I like it.
No.
No, it's
This episode
not.
title is meme.
I think this episode title might have to be Huddled Masses I Don't Feel So Good.
I'm glad exclusively you liked that.
It got me. It fucking got me. Anyway, so
I like
also
it.
on Trump's pardon docket, besides Mr. D'Souza himself, who, by the way, the first time that I saw his name, my brain confused him for Dan Nayan, whatever, the quote-unquote millennial...
The millennial comedian.
Yeah.
Dan Nanan, yeah.
Yeah.
The millennial comedian who's like 45 years old.
Sorry, I just keep remembering all the shitty fucking tweets I've seen of Dan Nanian. Anyway, continue.
Dan Nanan is the least funny person. Oh my god.
No, but him getting dunked on is really fun.
I love to hear people shit on Dan Nanan, which we're not going to do.
Oh.
let's run over the past pardons and look at the future pardons for Mr. Donald J. Trump. Scooter Libby earlier this year. This is one I don't know. Christian Saucier. Is that
Nope.
familiar? He pled guilty in 2016 for taking photos of a classified area inside a nuclear submarine. Anyways, Sholem Rubashkin, who I don't fucking remember. I
If
remember
none
this
of
guy
us
coming
know
up, I
any
don't
of
know what
these
the fuck
people,
he
maybe
did.
we shouldn't just read all their names.
And also Joe Arpaio.
There we go.
Great.
He's also going to be pardoning fucking
Martha
Martha
fucking
Stewart and Rod Blagojevich.
Okay, who's the second one?
Now, I know who Martha Stewart is. I love her vineyard. Who is Rod Blagojevich?
Oh my god, Rod Blagojevich was like all over the news a while ago. Jesus, he got impeached. He was the governor of Illinois, and in 2009 he got impeached for fucking. Oh my god, shit. Here, I'm looking it up.
He tried to sell a Senate seat that Obama had left vacant.
Yeah, he just did all kinds of shit. Also, his he sucks. He's just like a giant douchebag.
Yeah, he kind of looks like that. He kind of looks like a less cut Tom Cruise, who is more likely to like foreclose.
Oh, okay.
Your home.
I just happened to come across a good quote from Rod Blagojevich about
Sure, give
about
it to
Barack
us.
Obama from 2010. And you're gonna love this first part because it's the thing that they love to say. Everything he's saying's on the teleprompter. I'm blacker than Barack Obama. I shine shoes. I grew up in a 5-room apartment. My father had a little laundromat in a black community not far from where he lived. I saw it all growing up.
Y'all mind if I say something really racist?
Y'all mind if I stop racism? We are all one race, the human race, and I am more human than
Real,
Barack
we are
Obama.
all one race,
I am more the
ours.
human race.
Oh my god, I'm I'm on the verge of talking about Detroit Become Human. Don't let me do this. Someone kill me.
Sam,
Okay,
David Cage is
Someone
I need to
shoot me with a
preface this by saying this
tranquilizer dart
it gets-
before I start talking about how that game is so fucking stupid.
Before Sam gets lost in the fucking sauce here, I do want to preface this by saying
Y'all
David
gamers?
Cage is a fucking piece of shit. Sam, please, because I feel like a lot of the gaming podcasts and outlets that I listen to have not really brought this up effectively. The David Cage is a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
He manages to foster a horrible working environment at his studio Quantic Dream. There have been so many allegations of abuse and sexual misconduct there.
And he made a 3D model of naked Ellen Page without her permission.
Yeah, that was great. So David Cage made a new video game called Detroit Become Human, and he played the first ending.
It's dog shit from a dog's
He
butthole.
played the first ending of Nier Automata and 30 minutes of Subsurface Circular, and he decided I could do this better.
He's never heard of Subsurface Circular.
Yeah, you're right.
He hates video games.
So David Cage, Sam, take this away. What's Detroit Become Human about?
Okay,
We're
so
moving
what
into
if
shout-outs
robots?
now.
Okay, what if robots? So that's pretty much it. So, oh my god, I don't want to go on for this. I don't want to go on about this for too long, but I totally could. It's fucking stupid. There's a guy who's like a drug addict who's unemployed. He's living in a house made of dirt and poo poo, and he has a fucking android housekeeper that costs like $8,000. You know how when you're poor, you go, man, I hate doing the dishes. I better buy an android.
And then he before the start of the game, he beat the shit out of his android. And
Yeah, if you care about spoilers for that fucking piece of shit,
I mean, it's
whatever.
within the first half hour of the game, so I guess whatever. But he beat the shit out of the android so bad that his excuse for when he takes it back to the android store, who repairs it free of charge, which by the way they
It
do.
is free. No, I'm sure it cost a lot of money that he just has.
I mean, they seem to imply that they did it free
Wait.
of charge in terms of like accident, because he said, "Oh, I got hit by a car." He beat that android to the fact that he was able to pass it off as getting hit by a car. So he takes it to the android
Okay.
store.
The reason he beat the android up like it got hit by a car is because the android caught him hitting his daughter.
Yes.
So he gets the android repaired, and he does what anyone would do.
wait. Can I just say, is this a game about abusive George Jetson?
Yes.
I do just want to say we should probably
Okay.
put like a warning at the top for discussions of
Good call.
child abuse and suicide occasionally at the top. Just say
Yeah,
that.
probably.
The android sees him hit his daughter, so he's like, I'm gonna dismantle this android like she got hit by a car, and then they're gonna have to repair her and do a memory wipe, I guess I just know. And he brings his fucking android home, and like 3 hours later, he starts hitting his daughter in front of the android again. What the fuck? David Cage is so fucking stupid. It's so dumb. It doesn't make any sense.
Hack writer who no one... David Cage really, really needs someone to tell him he's a bad writer.
The thing that's the most infuriating to me, because I don't want to just go on about how all of the writing and all the things that happen in it
Remember
are
how
so
the
fucking
androids have to
stupid.
stand in the back of the bus?
Yeah, okay, I will talk about that. Okay, the thing about the
What if androids were black people?
When the androids get on a bus, they get on the back of the bus where there's like a hologram that says like android compartment, and they all stand really close together, and they just stand on the bus while everyone else sits. And obviously, he's referencing segregated buses in the United States. That's not subtle at all, because nothing in this fucking game is. But the thing about it that is so infuriating to me is the thing about androids is that they aren't people, and I'm obviously the point of the game that if this were reality, I would agree with, is that artificial intelligence is still intelligence, and if they can feel feelings, it's not less real just because they're machines. But the thing is, there are differences, like, for example, that they don't get tired or feel physical discomfort or have any reason to sit down, so there's no reason not to put them in the back of the bus all compressed, because they legitimately wouldn't care. They would have absolutely no problem with it, which is the difference between fucking androids and human black people, is that human black people are human beings and androids aren't people, and there is a difference, and you can't just... You can't just take like emotional racism references from funny racism moments from history and be like, doesn't this make you think? If it doesn't make sense, the comparison has to work for it to be good, you fucking idiot.
I was gonna make a funny Grimes joke, but Grimes is not woke anymore. So Detroit
gamers.
So more like Detroit become poo men.
Well, I did want to say that
before we get into questions.
Wait.
Okay, go.
Yeah, sorry. No. I told you not to let me do this. Stop letting me do
Sam,
this.
shut the fuck up. One more shout.
More like Detroit. What if androids were black people?
Oh.
So, the unemployment rate in that game is 38%, which is fucking ridiculous. So the Virginia Medicaid expansion.
We can't.
Virginia
move on.
Medicaid expansion. Yay! Good news. Everyone clap. Yay!
Yay! So if you want to learn more about Detroit, just look at my Twitter where I've been ranting about it for like 5 straight days. Anyway,
or go to youtube.com/geekremix and watch the Let's Play of it. It's very good.
But they're positive about it, which I mean, I love Geek Remix and I really like their Let's Play of it, but I think that I disagree with their take on the game. But it's a great Let's Play.
youtube.com/superbestfriends, superbestfriends play, whatever the fuck it is. They're doing a Let's Play where they yell at it, which is good to me.
Yeah, I'm watching 3 Let's Plays of it because
Who's the
it's
third?
content. What do you expect me to do? Motter Wellens?
I don't know. So
she's not very well known, but she's good.
Virginia Medicaid expansion. Yay! Good news. Anyways, I don't know anything about this. Sam?
Yeah, so if you remember the Virginia elections, I don't remember if it was earlier this year or late last year, but there were the Virginia elections that, I think it was last year, went very well for the Democrats, and we got a lot of Democrats. I say we, I don't live in Virginia, but a lot of Democrats were elected to the House of Representatives, and they've got a Democratic governor, which is pretty wild considering that Virginia has been pretty substantially Republican for a very long time. And yeah, that's one of the great things about not electing Republicans is that you can actually get, I mean, we all love Democrats here, but credit where credit is due. They are expanding Medicaid in Virginia, which is very good. It's going to help like hundreds of thousands of people get health care.
Cool. Anything else we want to talk about before we get into questions? Because we have a lot of them. Yeah.
The thing about Detroit is that...
No, okay. Sorry, I didn't react to that quickly enough.
No.
So if you had a question, hkipgtd.tumblr.com/ask, and give us all your questions. We've got a lot. So sorry if I'm repeating one that was answered last week. Please tell me.
Oh, you should refresh. I think someone might have just sent in a
Yeah,
question.
I'll refresh when I get to the top of the page.
Oh,
Just refresh right now.
You piece of shit. We'll get to that question. I'm going from the bottom up. Dr. Bell's Dandy says, "Hey leftists, can we stop being fucking anti-Semitic every time Israel does something wrong? They don't represent Jews in general, and they're not evil because they're Jewish. And holy shit, we just have leftists openly calling Jews reptilians. Fuck, not a question, but needs to be said apparently. Yeah, don't do that.
I haven't seen this, but I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone here is. I would hope nobody here thinks that the Jews are the ones responsible for the fucked up shit happening in Israel.
No, and we do have a real live lizard on our podcast to confirm.
At least 5 lizards.
And a real life Jew.
Well, there are actually 5 whole lizards, but Sam, I think you're just one Jewish person. At least 5, yes, thank you. We have no way to confirm how many lizards you are.
That's their Tumblr name. In case you didn't get that joke.
This question from Anonymous. Hello, HKIPGTD. Have any of you ever seen your own butts? How did you do it? Have you ever looked at a cell phone?
I'm pleading the fifth on this one.
A selfie cam. Like, please.
You can't.
Sam,
your face is on the
Sam,
front of you.
The
butt is on the back of you. I don't understand why this is so hard.
I have photographic evidence that it will prove you wrong, Sam, and I will send it to you.
Oh, you have a picture of me looking at my butt?
Imagine for a moment I've put on a trilby or a fedora, whichever one you want to pick when I'm saying this next part here. Technically, we've never seen anything, only the impressions of the world around us. So, no, I've never seen my butt.
Okay, so we finally decided if you can get us just $40 more a month on Patreon, we can finally kill Evan.
He's just quoting David Cage's game Detroit Become Human. I don't understand why you're so mad about it.
This question from Anonymous. Hey, HKIPGT, y'all are lovely and make good podcasts. I was wondering why there are so many TERFs in England. Actually, I'm going to save this question for Allie next time, because I think that she might have a better
It's in her name, Allie.
Yeah, TERF of the show.
TERF of the show, Allie. That's not true. We love an Allie. We love and respect an Allie. Sorry, I'm looking.
Oh,
I'm looking at the podcast chat right now, and there are some very good things. From Fruit Selector, who says press X to end racism, and
oh yeah, that reminds me. I did want to talk about.
Up. And also Shot with a P tape when in response to a question about how have we seen our own butts. That's what mirrors are for.
There's a scene where one of the androids cries.
Sam, shut the fuck up, I will mute you.
Why can he cry? Why would they build the androids to be able to cry as an emotional response to emotions that they're not supposed to have?
Sam is now server muted, just for a little while. Glad to hear, this one from Pokemon Platinum version, glad to hear Elon Musty Ass is finally doing something about the kill-V MAME ratio in Tesla
You can
factories.
server mute me all you want. I'm still recording on Audacity.
Fucker, that's right. I gave you the permission to unmute yourself. Piece of shit.
Okay, if he's going to talk about this much, I have to eventually be allowed to say the cursed words.
No. It was
okay.
No, you can't.
It was the anniversary of that comic. I will allow you to say the phrase
Not while
once.
I'm here.
One time, Evan, make it fucking count.
Scream it so your neighbors can hear it.
Dog come Fifi.
Did I talk over you saying it?
Yeah,
perfect. Let's not move on.
Yeah, you totally
we got it.
Glad to hear Elon from Pokemon Platinum version. Glad to hear Elon Musty Ass is finally doing something about the kill-V MAME ratio in Tesla factories. And does this mean anything to anyone? Does this make any sense?
It's a meme, but I don't remember what it's referencing.
Cool. I don't understand it. Sorry, Pokemon Platinum version. Anonymous says, hey, I sent that to ask about Lulu running for office a few weeks ago, and to clarify, I meant anti-LGBT, not LGBT. Sorry about that. Whatever you meant, I took it as a compliment, so thank you. Even if I misread your thing. This question from Canvas Extemporaneous, who says, for Sarah, sword lesbian or gun lesbian? I'm actually the Final Fantasy Advent Children sword gun lesbian. I managed to split the difference perfectly. I am a centrist, and I love this fence. It's very comfortable on my butt.
Oh yeah, I was going to say Gunlance bisexual, but that works too.
Mm-hmm. When the revolution comes, the American host will need to be oppressed by the other hosts. How shall this be carried out? Evan, would you care to enlighten us what the Canada Squad is planning for us once that happens?
Oh, like, do you mean like for the election, or?
No, after the just fall
comes.
of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, after the fall of the United States, well, me and Matt are personally going to come over to the United States and I don't know.
So
I don't-
after the fall of the United States, Evan and Matt are going to come, and Evan is going to look at us. He's going to put a hand on our shoulder, and he's going to say, "Ah, shit, I got nothing." I will say, "Thank you, Evan."
No, you know what?
It's hard to be funny.
Okay, wait, I've got it. So, the America is full of blood, and soon when the blood scabs over, the Americans will drown, and Sam will reach his hand up and whisper, "Help me," and I will put my hand on his shoulder and say, "No."
Hey, did you all see that fucking Hillary Clinton Watchmen comic?
You'll put your hand on his shoulder and whisper, "Comfy."
That was...
Don't,
Bernie and his cult of
don't say
masturbating
words
podcasters.
to
Dr.
me.
Manhattan!
Please.
Why is Hillary Clinton Dr. Manhattan?
Because she's omniscient and
You're
omnipotent.
you make Dr. Manhattan
Because
Bernie
she's
Sanders
queen.
is Rorschach.
like omnipotent.
Wait, they should
I'm
have made
just
Mike
chilling on
Huckabee's son
Mars.
Rorschach because he kills a dog.
This question from HK from Anonymous. I almost said the name of our Tumblr. Who would win in a fight? Elon, Busta Union, Musk versus Henry, Pokemon American Imperialism, Musk. I think they meant Kissinger, unless Elon has a
Henry
brother.
Henry
I'm not aware
Kissinger
of.
married Elon Musk.
I think Henry
Henry Musk.
Kissinger would actually be impossible to beat because it'd be like that episode of SpongeBob when Flats tries to beat him up and he just can't.
Now,
because
on the
all
other
his sponges
hand-
get absorbed into his spongy body. Like I
Okay,
think
but the
Henry
difference
Kissinger is just a
between and the
soft
thing that you're
body.
missing that's the difference between the one difference between SpongeBob SquarePants and Henry Kissinger. Henry Kissinger has bones that would crumble to dust if you touch him.
Actually, Henry Kissinger has just been basically a beanbag since 1996.
I would. Sorry, I'm picturing a Henry Kissinger body.
This question from Anonymous, which isn't really a question, it's just a
They filled him with microbeads, and now they can't put him in the washer.
A Dakima Kissinger.
God damn it.
nice.
I don't want to think about
this
that.
question from Anonymous, not exactly a question, just a phrase of words that I like. Mad Max for reload. Thank you.
Nope.
Please edit that.
I agree, Anonymous. Thank you. I'm not editing that out. Come on. It's the 28-year anniversary. We have to leave it in.
Max for reload.
God.
This question from Anonymous. Sup, HKIP. Lesbian from a while ago.
That's not what that says.
Sup, Hikpa. Lesbian from a while ago
Thank
who
you.
can't tell any of the male voices apart. Was this week, parentheses, Linus, Matt, Sam's Undertale, Evan, question marks?
Thank you.
Scientifically engineered for me or nah? Also, thoughts
Yes.
on B movie, Schlong Smut. I think that's an Elon Musk riff, which I like.
B Schlong Smut. Jesus
It's
Christ.
good.
It's just so abstracted from his actual name at this point.
Keep up the good work, 420 Blaze It. 420 Blaze It, Das Vidania, comrade. And yes, that episode was designed specifically for you. But also, to be fair, we have a lot of men on this podcast.
Hey,
Man,
I'm still
man,
thinking
man,
about it.
man,
I haven't
man.
made my decision
Fair
yet,
enough.
so...
Yeah, that's fair. You're
Thank
valid. Futch Cassidy asks, I don't know who Roseanne is, and at this point I don't care enough to ask. For real though, are there any remains of 90s entertainment that are good apart from Cunnilingus Advocates Smash Mouth?
Early Simpsons, if you ignore
Hey
the
now,
racism.
you're an all-star.
Sabrina
It's a
the
game
Teenage
on,
Witch.
Eat puss.
Come on.
Oh,
No.
the Dana Carvey show. The Dana
No.
Carvey show was good.
Dana Carvey had a show.
Yeah, he got a 9-episode show before it got canceled, and to me, it's really funny. It has Stephen Colbert on it before he got famous, and it's excellent to me.
Huh.
It's
I haven't
probably
seen it, so it
problematic.
doesn't
Like if
matter.
I went back and
I guess the Ed, Ed and Eddie episode that was eventually remixed with Porter Robinson's Shelter that I'm going to demand is edited to the end of this episode.
Yeah,
as
that's gonna be
the
our outro
closing
music. Not to toot my own horn a little bit, but I very much do like the stupid thing that I did with the furry episode for the outro music. I was very proud of that.
What was the outro music?
The outro music was You Say Run from My Hero Academia, and like I spliced it so that like Axel's pregnant Seinfeld Japanese ad
Oh.
read
That was
voices over
very
top
good.
of it.
God, that was so fucking good.
I'm not gonna
so
lie, I didn't
funny.
get that bit at all. I just laughed because
Oh,
it sounded funny
well,
when he said
okay.
pregnant Seinfeld
Japan.
in Japanese.
Yeah, it
That's
was
just
very
like how Japan does their like this episode of whatever is sponsored
I
by.
get it. Never mind. Yeah, okay.
He just did a very good job at it. Anyway.
All right. Anonymous asks, am I valid if I want to travel back in time and shoot my shot with JFK? I think you just need to bust a nut in his mouth so hard that his head just does that.
I don't know if we can get arrested for that since he is already
Petition
dead.
to bust a nut in JFK's mouth.
Okay, here's the thing. If anyone ever like proves that is what happened to him, I think that we are going to get in big trouble for it.
Yes, but also, like, it would have to be the fucking... Okay, I'm gonna make an extremely niche reference that I don't think anyone on this show is gonna get, but I'm gonna make it anyways. It's gonna be like the pro-esque, like, cum shot that's gonna knock off... For you to, like, put a hole in his head like that, it would need to, like, from the pro, where you just you nut and it knocks a plane wing off.
I don't get it, but I like the imagery. Actually...
All right, well...
The pro is a very good
also,
one-shot comic.
JFK died because JFK died sucking his own dick. Thank you.
This question from Anonymous. What do y'all expect in the 2018 USA midterm elections? Will it be that blue wave the liberals keep talking about, or will the Dems snatch defeat from the jaws of victory? I'm trying to be optimistic about this. I really, truly am. I don't trust the Dems for a fucking inch. We are going to play respectability politics. Well, I say we like I'm fucking part of them. They're going to play respectability politics and just try and say, hey, at least I'm not that guy again. And it's just not going to get us fucking anywhere. We're going to lose. We're going to like have a deficit in seats. We're going to lose seats. I'm almost certain of it. Because there is no way that Mr. Bootlicker himself, Doug Jones, is gonna retain his seat from where he is. So that's a seat that we go down for sure.
I don't think he's up for re-election in 2018.
Well, I mean, that's not going back to a blue. That's not going back to a blue. That's not going back to a Dem. No, I do not believe it. I'd be very shocked if that seat goes back to a Dem.
You mean when he is up for re-election?
Yes, when he is. Is he not?
That's not what we're talking about.
Don't worry, folks, because whoever
2018
whoever
midterm,
wins, capitalism wins. So
yeah, no,
we're fucked basically no matter what. So that's great.
Yay!
I'm not like optimistic about it. I don't think that there's gonna be like a huge blue wave that a lot of people are talking about. I don't think that we're gonna like win America by any means. I do think that the Democrats are going to perform pretty well. That's what I think. I think that they're going to do worse than they should, but I think just based on how politics works, that people turn out for their party after their party loses. I think that it's unlikely that the Democrats will lose in 2018, but I don't think that it's going to be amazing.
Blue wave is not going to be the right way to describe it.
I think there's going to be a yellow wave, like when Trump got peed on. Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh.
This question from Maxi Bajillion, who asks, "Hi, long time, first time. As a recently radicalized individual who has a very close-knit conservative Catholic family, both metaphorically and geographically, what sort of ways do you recommend me to chill myself out when I'm at family gatherings and someone talks shit like
friend,
Trump not being so
same
bad?
hat,
Also,
and
happy
I would
Pumpkin's
say just
anniversary.
learn to
Thanks.
dissociate
What
on
I recommend
command.
you do is what I do when I have to be around my Republican relatives, which is just I just like look for the beer. I just find the beer. Not to recommend alcohol as a solution. I want to actually want to rescind that statement. I'm just saying that is exactly what I do, because my family always has a lot of alcohol at family gatherings because we have a hard time standing each other otherwise. It's not healthy, and it's probably why so many of our relatives are alcoholics. But that's pulling the curtain back a little bit too far, so I might ask for that to be edited out. I'm not entirely sure.
Disappear into your phone and Discord and complain about your family on social media.
Don't do what I do, which is
what I do.
Put on the Internationale in the background and start yelling at everyone. Like,
don't do what Josh does and try to bridge the gap by talking about the time you voted for John McCain.
This question from Ikumeoi. Keeping in mind that this is the worst timeline, who else is Trump going to pardon? We had this discussion earlier, and I thought it would be very funny if two things happened. One, he pardons someone who was just like so unequivocally, undeniably guilty, of a heinous crime, not like everyone else wasn't that he's pardoned except for Jack Johnson. But anyways,
he's gonna pardon himself.
He's gonna pardon. Well, I mean, you can't do that specifically. You cannot do that for.
Okay. He will.
Okay, fair. But my two guesses were he pardons Oscar Pistorius as, and this is a future quote, a shout out to all the disableds out there who are unfairly prosecuted. Or he tries to pardon someone who was found not guilty by a court of law who was extremely guilty, such as George Zimmerman.
The problem is we've done this so many times where we make our predictions and then it's just the stupidest thing, like with the fucking Kim Kardashian meeting him in the White House to talk about prison reform. It's just the stupidest thing that I can think of is if he were to pardon Joe Arpaio, and he did that already.
Yeah.
Wait, can you edit out my earlier reference to the cursed word so I can make what I think is a genuinely funny joke now, and if it's not, just remove both of them?
Yeah, go for it.
You could just do it now. If it's good, we'll keep both.
This is the Newcomb paradox. Your brain has been scanned before you enter the room, and it already knows which one you're going to take.
Okay.
Just like in Detroit.
Okay, Ethan, stop listening here.
That was a good joke.
I think that Donald Trump is going to pardon John Arbuckle for drinking dog cum. Nope, funnier in my head. Okay.
Leave that one in as penance. This question from Tumblr user Positive-Stress.
Please do that.
This question from Tumblr user Positive-Stress, who asks, "How about Detroit?"
The thing about Detroit that I really wanted to talk about.
All right, I'm gonna server mute Sam again, and I'm gonna remove his position so that he cannot unmute himself.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, you're unmuted.
I just like how the only words he got were just "don't do that."
That's actually all the questions that we have. So, Lightbringers, Susie, thank you very much for joining us this week. It's been a pleasure to have you.
I've had a good time.
Yeah. Do you have a Lightbringer?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, actually, let me talk to you about this awesome drawing of a pineapple that one of my kids gave me today. Yeah, she did it in like 5 minutes.
Please give us a picture so we can send us a picture of it so we can post it in the show notes.
Yes, okay, I absolutely will. I'm gonna have to edit out her signature because I always have them sign it.
Signature.
I save all the art that my kids, I save all the art that the kids give me. And today was a 5-minute pineapple, and I absolutely love it. And that's always a Lightbringer when, even though I'm, only there for maybe a day or two, some kid decides that like I'm worth giving a drawing to, and I love it.
That is very wholesome, and I wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah. My recommendation this week is I just gotta double check the name of the band. Hold on. My Lightbringer this week is a song that Spotify dropped on me earlier this week and made its way onto a very prestigious playlist I have on Spotify called Songs That Make Me Cry. It is 15 songs long. Well, now it is 16 songs long because the song Your Heart Is a Muscle the Size of Your Fist by Ramshackle Glory jumped a giant fucking truck of emotions on me. I haven't had a chance to listen to anything else of this. I've just been listening to this song on fucking repeat for the last 3 days. It's an absolute banger of a song, and host of the show, Evan, who is here, will back me up on this.
It's fucking incredible, and I have more than once cried in public as a result of it. So, yeah, 100% backed up on that. Also, all of Pat the Bunny stuff is extremely good. Please listen to it. Thank you.
Yep. So, yeah, Ramshackle Glory, Your Heart Is the Muscle the Size of Your Fist. Sam, what do you got?
I've been watching a lot of Let's Plays of this game. It's called Detroit Become Human. It's really cool.
I'm going to serve you again, you piece of shit, if you keep doing this.
I really like the aesthetic of it. There's a lot of stuff in terms of like... no. Let's see. No, I touched on this earlier. I'll give a shout out to this YouTuber who I've been watching, Moderwellens. It's like watermelons, except the letters are switched and it's a Z at the end. I was looking for Danganronpa 2 Let's Plays, and I found hers, and it's really good. And she's been playing Detroit, so I've been watching it because it's content. What do you fucking expect from me? It's content!
What if it was called Dog N Ropes?
Evan?
Okay.
Okay,
just 40.
Now that that's out of your system for the rest of the
$40
year.
a month on our Patreon, and we can finally get rid of Evan.
I didn't think we were gonna get rid of Evan first, but I think now we gotta.
I didn't either. We all thought that it was going to be me or Brooks or Alex or Sarah or...
I'm just
I voted for you, Sam.
Thank you.
I'm like running top speed to beat out Brooks as the first person to get killed from the podcast.
I don't know. I'm racking up some serious points. I might be the first to go.
My genuine Lightbringer, and also I'm really sorry that.
Oh, so your genuine Lightbringer is not Dog and Ropesaw? That's not your Lightbringer this week.
Your Lightbringer isn't your own joke.
No, man. Okay.
That would be a power move.
I want to do that now, but I actually have something I want people to read, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to be pretentious again and recommend a piece of theory. There's an essay. It's available for free on Marxist.org. It's called The Value of Art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction, and it's not as intimidating as the name might sound potentially. It's just about like what's good about basically how art, its only real importance in today's society now becomes its political value, because that's unfortunately all anything is good for under capitalism. So it's extremely good and it's very enlightening, and you should read it if you have a passing interest in art criticism or anything like that.
Send a link to me. I will absolutely read that.
Absolutely, I will do that right after the show. Thank you.
All right. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Henry Kissinger, Is Pokemon Going to Die? Not a Threat, Just a Fact. We can be found pretty much...
That's not how you do this.
Listen, I throw it to someone else at the very end. This is me doing the fucking cleanup. Calm down, Sam.
No.
We can be found pretty much everywhere, which it's just the letters of our show. HKIPGTD. That's us on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook.com/that, HKIPGTD@gmail.com, and Patreon.com/HKIPGTD. Thank you so, so much to all of our patrons. It is ridiculous the amount of money you guys decide to give us. If you donate at $1, you get access to all of our bonus content, our Lightbringers, our, bonus, I was going to say bonus episodes. We don't do bonus episodes that aren't in part of the main feed. Posts and stuff and stupid audio clips and things. At the $5 a month tier, you get a special role in our Discord and a shout out for being such a good comrade. And I did just drop a fork on the floor, so sorry about that sound. And at the $10 tier, you get an even more special Discord role, and you get all the other stuff, and you get to sit in on our live recordings, as we have 3 of our comrades doing right now. So, without further ado, thank you so very much to Ambius, Rowan Berg, Star Asterism, Lost in Foundation, Alex Schaup, Nick Jagged, David Besser, Summer Geist, Helga K, Delaney Fritz, 1-800-ARE-YOU-SLAPPIN', M. Chambers, Kadeho Jones, Harry Tomlinson, Dijon Hayes, Jordan Hagen, Charlotte Wormington, Pregnant Seinfeld, Benjamin Kingston Faria, Scout Shiro, Petaz, Evan, Lowe, Brett Houts, Stephanie Ruff, Ollie Anders, and Ellen Nordhog. Thank you so much for your support. That list is getting to be almost a minute long for reading. And also, thank you. You can find us on Reddit too, reddit.com/r/HKIPGTD. Thank you to Bisexual Punch Party. No, yes. Bisexual Punch Party. Thank you for setting that up and running that for us. And check us out on Discord. It's on the sidebar of our show and in the show notes of every episode we upload.
I know we say this every episode, but join the fucking Discord. It's so good. There's really people. Good. I'm not going to name names. That would be so pathetic and embarrassing of me. But there are people on that fucking list of patrons who I know aren't in the Discord that I would love to have in the Discord. Join the fucking Discord, you fucking cowards. I miss you.
It's wonderful.
It's genuinely a joyous experience. And I think, and then all of our personal plugs. You can find me on Twitter at GayestLulu or chiesatsunakas.tumblr.com. My Twitter is currently locked because I'm doing some job search stuff right now. But I'm pretty much taking anyone that requests to follow me, so it's not like I'm hiding anything except for from potential employers.
Well, I see your likes pop up on my Twitter feed.
The fact that I'm locked, I feel like that shouldn't be happening now that I'm locked, but okay.
It probably hasn't been since you're locked.
Cool. Glad that that's not an issue at the moment.
Twitter's very good and their website works.
You can also find me on Twitch, where I've been streaming a lot lately, twitch.tv/gaylulu. And also you can check me out on my other podcast, Fear Baiting, which is a queer look at horror movies, and The Wonder Years, which is a rereading of Animorphs with 2 of my very good friends, and those books are fucking phenomenal. These books are really taking off.
I'm Sam. You can find me at Twitter at PosiStress or Tumblr at positive-stress. I'm also on a podcast called Jurgen that my brother and I do about the bad show, The Secret Life of the American Teenager. It's really funny. Also, the podcast where I started my podcasting, Extra Credit, if you've ever heard of the F+, it's a fan podcast of that with some people from the F+ forum. I was just on an episode of that. I say just, we recorded it fucking like 9 months ago, but it just went online. Where we read from a website called wikiporno.org. And it was really fun, and I listened to the episode, and I didn't remember any of it because it was fucking forever ago, but it was really funny, and I think that you would like it.
Evan?
Okay, so my name's Evan, and you can find me on Twitter at TP_Albuquerque. And also, I'm going to be starting a Homestar Runner Strong Bad email podcast called a Strong Bad Remail with a buddy of mine from Facebook.
And Susie, where can people find you if you want to list any locations you can be found?
Yeah, sounds good. So if you want some more coherent answers to any of your questions about teaching or anything like that, you can find me at least5lizards.tumblr.com, and that's the number 5.
All right. Thank you again.
Evan, if you ever need any guests on your Homestar Runner podcast.
Yeah, me too. Please be around for the bottom 10. That's my favorite email. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing it randomized, and so if I land on one of those, absolutely, I will bring you on for that.
That's going to do it for this. Thank you again, Susie, so much for joining us. It was an absolute treat to have you. But that's going to do
My pleasure.
That's going to do it for this week's episode of Henry Kissinger, Is Pokemon Going to Die? Not a Threat?
Just a fact.
And Susie, you know what we say to get out of here.
Memento Pokemori.
Good night, everyone.
We're never gonna find shells. Huh? Hey! Cool! Hey guys, come on in! Enjoy the genuine shag carpeting and the waterbed! Welcome to Central Command!